Right now at 11, a major federal agency on the chopping block. President Trump plans to sign an executive order to eliminate the Department of Education.
It's unfortunate that this is happening. A president of the great United States of America should not be doing this, but it's unfortunately what we expected.
The way California leaders are fighting back. Ahead, we go one-on-one with Attorney General Rob Bonta discussing the new action the state is taking. Good morning and thanks for joining us for our midday newscast. I'm Laura Garcia.
And I'm Marcus Washington. The White House says President Trump will sign an executive order to close the Department of Education. Now, only Congress can really close the department, but our Scott McGrew says that the White House can make moves to all but shut down its power.
Yeah, Congress created the Department of Education, so only Congress can end it. And the Republicans would not have the vote in the Senate. But you're right, if you dismiss most or nearly all of the employees, cut off funding and programs, pretty much the same thing as closure. The president's order says the power of education will be returned back to the states. Now, states and local school districts already have nearly all the power over local education. The Department of Education has its own role, though, enforcing federal standards. And the White House says many of those will actually remain. What does it mean for our schools? Well, the White House says it will not touch financial support for school districts with low-income students, called Title I. That's billions of dollars for California. Also, it will not end support for IDEA. That helps students afford, or schools afford, and offset the extra cost of educating handicapped students in special education. And it says the changes will not affect student loans. That still leaves a lot not mentioned. Teacher and principal training, for instance, English language learners, among others. The Department of Education currently also enforces rules like Title IX, which enforce equal rights. But do note that California has its own set of very strong laws protecting equal rights and equal access, and those would remain. Title IX sets a uniform expectation across the U.S. Back to you.
Thank you, Scott.
Well, California is already putting up a fight ahead of the executive order signing.
NBC Bay Area's Bob Redell just went one-on-one with State Attorney General Rob Bonta. Bob joins us live now. And Bob, the AG already planning more legal action to fight this.
Correct. Good morning to you, Laura. Marcus. The AG pointed out the state of California has already filed 8 lawsuits independently, plus one more on behalf of a client. So that's a 9 total against the Trump administration during its first 9 weeks in office. And the AG told me this morning that they're ready to take more legal action, depending on what President Trump says he's going to do this afternoon with that executive order aimed at dismantling the Department of Education, a move that could have a big impact on California schools like the one here behind me. Last week, AG Rob Bonta announced that California is leading a lawsuit with 20 other states to stop the Trump administration from laying off nearly half the staff of the U.S. Department of Education, a move that, according to the suit, is, quote, illegal and unconstitutional. Now, the Trump administration says the cuts are necessary to eliminate, quote, bureaucratic bloat. AG Bonta says the dismantling of the Department of Education will have catastrophic consequences for California school districts, which receive almost 14% of their funding from Uncle Sam. That's according to the nonpartisan USA Facts.org. He says the layoffs would also hurt programs that help kids from low-income families, provide vocational training, and enforce anti-discrimination laws. He told me this morning he's not surprised that President Trump has been taking a sledgehammer to the federal government.
A lot of the things that we're seeing are exactly what we